We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Wanneroo people, and pay respects to elders past and present. Their traditions of storytelling and knowledge sharing continue to inspire and enrich our school community. Welcome to the Grammar Grapevine. I'm Chelsea, and this is your go-to podcast for staying updated, meeting new faces, and hearing their stories from around the Hunter Valley Grammar School community. This week, we're joined by Miss Jenny Raw, Head of Drama, and Mrs. Anne Coates. In this episode, we dive into the 2025 production and all the secrets of the theatre. Stay tuned. Welcome, both of you, to the podcast. It's lovely to have you here.
Lovely to be here, Chelsea.
So let's get straight into it. It's been announced that the 2025 HVGS production is going to be Animal Farm. And there's no doubt it's very different from our productions in the past. So for those who aren't familiar with Animal Farm, could you give us a brief overview of what it's about and speak to us a little bit about why you chose this play in particular?
Animal Farm is a satire, and it uses animals to tell the story, I guess as an allegory for what happened with communism and the Russian War. And it's a classic novel that was written by George Orwell, but we've adapted this. Well, we haven't adapted it yet, but we're adapting it to the stage because I think it's a really relevant story that people need to hear. And I guess because it's the year of the drama production and not the musical, we thought it would be nice to give our actors some scope. And I think our actors they're really quite skilled and talented. I think as a director it's good to challenge yourself and it's good to challenge the actors.
Why do you think Animal Farm was the best choice for HVGS community?
Well, we are in an agricultural setting.
Props won't be an issue.
The set should be really easy.
We'll just pop down to the ag farm, see what we can find.
Take some chicken.
A couple of hay bales. Honestly, it came to me in a dream.
Did it really?
I think after doing Puffs and then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, this will be, my chance as the third time I'm directing something in the latter hall, and it needs to be visual. We're going to use mask in this production, and I have been able to secure a local mask maker in Newcastle who's going to do all bespoke masks for the production.
When will auditions start?
So we're going to start the process at the beginning of term 4. So it's basically a workshop. Several workshops, then we'll have callbacks, and then each student that's asked for a callback that's successful will have to perform a monologue, and then they'll also have to do some cold reads of the scene and some mood readings from the actual script. And it'll be quite a rigorous process. It's very easy to typecast people. I can look around and go, oh, you'd make a great horse or a wonderful raven, maybe a cat. But I don't want to do that. Sometimes it's good to actually cast against what you think would work, and then you get more interesting things start to happen on stage.
Year 12, they had their HSC individual and group performances last term, and they were very fortunate to have Miss Coates working with them. So in the lead up, what did it look like? And then as results, how did they go?
It was chaos, Chelsea. Absolute chaos. No. Miss Raw had it well in hand. I think everyone was really, in my experience in schools over the years, it can get quite terrifying towards the end there, but they were all really well prepared. They were all in a really great place where sort of a couple of weeks out they knew what they were doing, but they still had enough time to play and find some new stuff in their performances, which is great. There was a little bit of a hiccup when Miss Raw decided that one group needed to scrap their idea and start
I did
again.
just tell them to completely change their piece just a week before their trial.
What was the reasoning for that?
Meaning. The purpose had gotten lost along the way. They were such a diligent, hard-working group, and they were so, they were so focused on the physicality and the characters, but when it came down to it, when you put it all together, because we'd sort of seen it in many iterations, we'd seen scenes and snippets and vignettes, and once they finally sort of got the opportunity to piece it all together, it just had lost its way and its meaning, and they were so mature about that feedback, and they didn't have a tanty. They didn't cry. They really didn't. They didn't blink. They just went, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, what do we need to do? And then
they did. They smashed it out within a couple of days.
And
it's incredible.
And that's sometimes where the best stuff happens. Adrenaline kicks in. The focus came back, the intention of what they were trying to say, because that's what good theatre does, right? It has a message, it has meaning. And it's okay to say things can be just purely entertainment, but I think at their level, they're very sophisticated students, and they came back to what they wanted to do, and oh my gosh, it was good.
Hey, it's Chelsea here with a quick update. Since recording this episode, several of our amazing Year 12 drama students have been nominated for On Stage, a huge honour that recognises top HSC work. We're so proud of their hard work and dedication. Now, back to the episode. So, what's some advice you would give to students who are thinking about studying drama in their senior years?
Oh, look, I think now more than ever it's important to study drama, because I think we're living in a world that we have so much connection. You know, you can connect with someone on the other side of the world, but that real authentic connection, all that connection's curated, whereas what happens in a drama classroom or in a drama studio between students and the energy and the collaboration, all of those opportunities are life skills that I think we're kind of missing out on a little bit in today's society. As Jana says, yes.
Human touch.
Yes, human touch.
Talking about the touching in the classroom.
In a completely appropriate way. Yeah. But I think it's, very important, and their skills, you spoke earlier before we started the podcast about wanting to be a paediatric surgeon. What happens, your experience working backstage with drama and, problem solving and teamwork and all of that stuff, communication, confidence, all of that happens in a drama room, and all of that contributes to all of those other subjects that you'd be studying for your HSC.
Miss Raw, we know you're very into your health and wellness, which is a critical part of any performer's life. And Miss Coates, you've directed and presented many productions in your life. So I want to know, what are the maybe top 3 hot tips you both have for people in stressful times and how they can manage their well-being?
Oh, yeah, good one. Sleep. Sleep, it's so important. I value it so much, but it just seems to just reset everything. And I know obviously when people are stressed, it's really hard to get to sleep. So it's really about honouring yourself and knowing how valuable that is, and it's knowing when to put screens down, not to put them in your rooms. It's setting yourself, I like to light candles in our house sort of once it's, or put low light lamps on once the sun goes down. I don't like a lot of bright light. I like routine before bed. That's how I do cope. That's how I bring the energy. I am a big yogi, so always coming back to the breath and the body, and, realising that it's different every day, and just acknowledging how you feel. I think that's a really important tip. And I think we are what we eat. So I definitely value nutrition. I always like to pack an inviting lunch.
I also hear you love the pumpkin soup from the canteen.
I do love the pumpkin soup. If the pumpkin soup's at Treetops, I'm there. Most soups. And that's another thing I started to do. I'm like, why am I buying a coffee in winter? And I would replace...
A soy flat white?
Yeah, it is a soy flat white. Thank you for knowing the order. And it would be, I would replace soup instead of a coffee, because obviously it's more nutritious and it's going to be warming and it's comforting. Spring's coming though. It's time to peel back.
What would you say is your top comfort food?
Oh, poached eggs on toast. I have chickens. I love eggs, and it's just that high protein thing. I know every day, and I'll pimp it up. I put some dukkha and some sprouts on it today. I use some charcoal bread.
Do you want to have it with a little bit of Vegemite underneath?
No.
Oh, I love that. Bit of avo?
Oh, I don't like warm avocado. You know when the avocado gets warm from the toast? I don't know why people are obsessed with that. If it's got feta, maybe I'll mix it. No.
I feel like avocado on sourdough, you can't go wrong though.
Yeah, but I'm celiac.
There goes that idea then.
That's the only reason she's eating charcoal.
That's why I'm eating charcoal bread.
Anne, would you say you have any hot tips for people managing their well-being?
I agree with everything Jen said, but I also think that being really prepared, and I know that doesn't help you when you get to the point where you're stressed, because you probably are stressed because of all of the overwhelming factors, but I always think, and this can be in relation to an audition, but it can be in relation to a production or exams. you should kind of feel like you're going to a party. So you kind of, you know, when you're going to a party and
Got the anticipation.
Yeah, and you think about what you're going to wear. You think about what you're going to, what you're going to do with your hair. Maybe you think about who's going to be there. You prepare all of those things, but then there might still be a little bit of nervousness about the party because there's a few unexpected things. So that kind of actually, Harriet, my daughter, has a really good expression for it. It's nervous-sighted. So you're a bit nervous, but also a bit excited. So if you've done the work, and I guess that's going back to what we were talking about with those HSC students this year, they've done the work.
Yeah.
So they could afford to find sort of more nuance in their performances. They weren't sort of leaving it right down to the wire.
Wow, there's some good tips actually. Very impressed. And
Try to please.
Miss Raw, I've heard you can be quite superstitious.
She loves a bit of sage.
So, what is...
I do like to clear the space. Yeah.
What would be some drama rules or superstitions that would surprise non-drama students?
Like Miss Raw has all these things that I never knew. Can't
Fingers.
say the M word.
No.
Tell the people about these.
What's the M word?
Well, we actually said it earlier. It's that living with Lady M. But we were
Macbeth.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said the
It's
M
okay.
word.
We're not in a theatre, so it's okay. And if you did, we'd just make you spin 3 times and recite a soliloquy.
So people in the theatre, if you're in a theatre, you'd have to refer to it as the Scottish play.
Yes.
Oh, so it's kind of like in Harry Potter, how they've got He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It is
that.
definitely like that.
It comes from that, to be honest. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that would have come from that. Yeah.
And there is one other thing: you're not allowed to whistle in a theatre.
Oh, that's good. I can't whistle. So I'm not going to have that issue.
Chelsea. So a lot of that's to do with old theatre traditions and old theatrical spaces. But in the olden days, when there weren't sort of hydraulics and all the mechanical scene changes and things, people would have to pull on ropes to change scenery, and they would whistle to drop the sandbag and for the
rag.
Yeah, and then the scene would fly out.
Oh.
So if you whistled, you might actually get a sandbag on your head or something.
That could be deadly.
Well, yes. There is a weird little trapdoor up in the costume room.
Oh, I love that place. That's my secret
There might be
place.
something in there.
You what? She'll be doing your whooshes up in that secret
She'll be in
space
there with the
Panic
sage
room.
sticking
with the sage spreading it around.
Everyone's saying sage, but I say it, but I haven't actually saged the room in ages. What I guess I do is
You have.
is you do sometimes have to shift the energy from someone else's performance, and they have to sometimes say goodbye to that character. I think for the year 12s, it's hard for them to say they've connected with that character for almost a year, and it's hard for them to farewell them. And I do love a good vacuum, and that's become. I think that's become my little
Like an actual vacuum.
Yeah, I recently got a shark vacuum for the drama faculty, and I'm
actually called
super
obsessive
excited.
compulsive.
Everyone thinks it's a little something, but I see things on the floor, and if they're going to roll around and connect with the space, it needs to be clear. And so, yes, I do love Yorick. Alas, poor Yorick.
The vacuum.
Yeah.
Yorick is the vacuum.
Yes. It's a Hamlet reference.
Oh. And now, some rapid fire questions.
Ooh, like the
So-
speed round. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have got a buzzer? No.
Oh, maybe should we do a buzzer? So
I'll say my name.
say the
Jenny.
question. I'll say the question relating to Animal Farm. You have to moo. You have to neigh like a horse. Cow, horse. All right.
Cow.
All right. Ready? Okay. Morning person or night owl?
No.
Moo. Oh.
You just get to go
Morning.
first.
Morning.
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 Morning. Okay. Always be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early.
20 minutes early.
Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Pause.
And roller coasters. Love them, hate them.
Love them.
Hate them.
Oh.
There you
I
go.
got stuck on one once upside down in Brighton on the pier, and I convinced my husband to go on it, and he hates them, and we got stuck, and he never forgave me.
Oh. Rather be able to speak every language or talk to animals.
Talk to animals.
Yeah, 100% talk to animals.
For many people listening to this may have sparked their thoughts of joining in on the drama fun. So what opportunities are there at HVGS to do for drama on stage, off stage, in class, after school hours?
Yeah, we have a plethora.
It's a smorgasbord of choice.
It's definitely a small
It's like going to West's.
or like Green Hills. Oh, that's terrifying analogy.
Yeah.
Okay. So realistically, we offer drama as a subject from years 9 to 12. We also have a really exciting co-curricular program that's just getting more and more exciting. So I might get Anne to talk about the junior school drama opportunities that are happening with our collaboration with Upstage.
Yes, we have 2 ensembles at the moment on Monday and Wednesday afternoons, K to 2, and next term the Wednesday afternoon will be years 3 to 6, and they are ensembles where we explore drama and drama skills and learning about all of that good stuff, and we're hoping that we'll build that gradually.
Yeah, I really like that. We've also got the drama clubs, we've got theatre sports, and this year we had teams go off to the Impro Australia comps, and they did really well. They got through to the semi-finals and went to Sydney, and that was really exciting. We try to have a different lot of workshops as well because we've got such a wonderful team of specialist teachers. So we sort of, hone in on those skills. We've got some screen acting. We've also got physical theatre. Yes, acting for screen's very good when the camera's gone down on the podcast. And we've obviously got the senior production and all those production roles, and then within the curriculum, basically I like to have a showcase or something on every term. So there's always things happening. We've been to see a lot of theatre this year, and to me that's such a vital part of making theatre is that you see theatre. So I'm hoping to extend that to a theatre society so that we actually have more of our Hunter Valley community come with us, because everyone's sort of, I wish if you need a volunteer, I'll come. So I'd sort of like to open that to the community so it's not just the drama students going, but also just for the joy of seeing a show that's on and local theatre. Having parents come aboard as well and younger students, and just making that something that we do, and then we talk about it and we just enjoy theatre for the sake of it.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me on the podcast. It's been lovely chatting to you both.
Always a pleasure, Chelsea. Seeing your smiling face. This is great. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're so welcome. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Grammar Grapevine. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us wherever you're listening. We have so many more exciting interviews lined up for this term, so stay tuned. See you next week.